Aloha, I'm Sydney Theodora. I just came back from my LEEP procedure and I wanted to share with you my experience because it was quite wonderful. I'm here on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. It's, what's the date today? February 23rd? I'm kind of loopy. Before your procedure, I took 600 milligram of Motrin, and that was suggested. You could take 800 if you want. I had someone drive me. As soon as I got there, I was called in. Nurse Debbie at Wilcox Memorial in Lahui. She took my weight and blood pressure, and then the doctor came right in. She showed me on her screen my record. My record was September 2014. I was diagnosed having an HPV, cells turning abnormal, and for 2 years not returning to normal. My mom passed away from this going untreated because back in the day, I'm 55, so back in the day they didn't have those kind of tests and they really weren't willing to do things like this. And LEEP procedure wasn't even available. So for me, because my mom passed a bit early, I wanted to definitely take the next step. So Dr. Waters showed me on the screen my history, and we brought my Maui history in too. But when I moved from Maui to Kauai, I had 2 years of no PAPs. So we didn't know if I had a problem before 2014, but I had had a problem for 2 years. So she said we could wait the 3rd year, see if my body would heal it. I changed my diet 100%. I take about 15 different vitamins. I just Googled what would be good for this issue. I got off alcohol, I got off sugar, all processed food, all bread. If you look in my refrigerator, it's like a cow lives in my house. It's just grazing greens. So anyway, so as soon as I went in, you're laid in a chair in stirrups and the chair rises so the doctor can reach you. She puts the patch on your leg. It just, I don't know how it sticks on there. And then she immediately goes in. The only thing that hurt through the whole process, I have a tipped uterus. So they use a very large spectrum, and she'll explain that to you. It's not your normal Pap spectrum, so she showed it to me first. So because I have the tipped uterus, and she knew that, and they can't use lubricant, I'm a very petite lady anyway, and I haven't had sex since for probably over a year because of this issue, and I probably never will have it ever again because I'm never going to go through all these tests ever again, and this being afraid is what hurt me the most. So anyway, my LEEP procedure was very great. I feel really good now, but I'm going to go in and lay down. I rented movies. I have my bed all set up. I did all my housework. I made my food yesterday. So I did all my work yesterday. After procedure, pretty much don't walk, don't lift anything. If you just go home and lay down, don't do anything. You're not going to feel any pain. So as soon as she put me up, as soon as she got that in, she said it's going to pinch, and it did, trying to get in. And I kind of held my breath. She says it's better if you relax. Once I relaxed, it was fine. And then she said I got to go a little deeper. That's the only problem that I had the whole procedure. When she injected the anesthesia, I didn't feel that. And then I didn't even know she was doing the LEEP procedure. She told me she was. I didn't feel that. And then she said it would be best to burn the edges if you could handle the heat. I said, go for it. Anything to get this out of my head. So she burned the edges. She said, can you handle the heat? I'm in Hawaii. I'm hot all the time everywhere. I didn't notice the heat. So we were done. So my friend dropped me off and picked me up. And he said once he saw me walk in the outpatient room, he said I was in and out in 20 minutes. I had used the ladies' room. I undressed, I redressed, talked to the doctor for a minute. Everything was done in 20 minutes. So my friend brought me at 1:45, and we were out of there at 20 after. And that's from signing in, sitting in the waiting room, the doctor taking me across the hall. The procedure was done outpatient. You don't need to go to sleep for this. Every time, I had my appendix out 2 years ago, every time they put me to sleep for procedures, I lose more of my memory. So don't, this is not, it's fine. And I'm probably going to feel pain later. I've had no spotting, no bleeding. If you're going to walk and lift and do normal things, you're going to promote your own bleeding. For 2 weeks, no bathing and no intercourse. Please don't have intercourse, because you got healing process and things are, that's going to get you into more trouble. It's not worth it. Like I said, I'm no longer going to have intercourse because I'm not going to go through this again. I live on a small island where the HPV is about 100% of anyone dating, so we're at really high risk here. It's just terrible, so it's not worth it. What else? I made a couple of notes to see if I missed anything. I don't think I did. No, I think I covered it. I had a great procedure. My abnormal cells started from an HPV. Don't know how I got it. The only thing I can tell you is I thought I was in a monogamous relationship, but I wasn't, and that's just too scary these days. So it's not fun to go through these procedures. But yeah, I think your worst fear, if you're Googling videos, is if the injection of anesthesia hurts. I didn't feel it. The LEEP procedure, I didn't feel. I felt a little bit of heat when she told me she'd apply the heat to get the edges. So I'm excited. I feel really good. I'm going to go lay down. Not doing anything else but this video. It was a big deal. Oh, I want to tell you who I am real quick. I'm Sydney Theodora. I write the Hawaiian adventure romance novels for Hawaii. There's 8. This is my thickest because it's Niihau, Palmyra, America Samoa. Loving Under Waterfalls was my first one. This is the Big Island. Kaho'olawe, where nobody lives. Why is there a book that thick where nobody lives? It's about a cruise ship. Molokai, pretty much the local island. I also have Hawaii came out recently. Maui came out just before it, and Oahu's coming out right now. So I write Hawaiian adventure romance novels. I've had a lot of adventures on this island. I've only pretty much been with one person on and off for 15 years. So unfortunately for me, I was monogamous, but the person wasn't, and getting the HPV woke me up, and I learned a big lesson. So maybe later down the road, you know, if I meet another writer and it's totally monogamous and he's clean, I might have sex again, but for now, I'm not going to go through all the testing and the coloscopies and the blood work and all the stuff that went along with it. Was it worth it? Nope. So my advice is have safe sex, safe as you can get it. Aloha from Kauai. I hope my video helped you on the LEEP procedure. It was easy for me, and I think if you don't take the pain med before, you won't have the same result. I think it would hurt a little. Bye now.